Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news right now at 4:34. Hurt in Apex. A child seriously hurt after they and 3 adults were hit by a car while leaving a 4th of July celebration. What police are telling us about the driver this morning.
And it looks like a fairly quiet 4th of July for us. We do have a very small chance for storms in just part of our viewing area. I'll show you where.
Also celebrating Independence Day, there are some big events happening around our area and around the Triangle. We will take you out to the DBAP ahead of one of the most anticipated fireworks shows of the night. It's a big event, and they'll be blowing up those fireworks all weekend long out there. So we're glad you're with us here on our Friday, and it is 4th of July. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey in for Renee Chu. Happy 4th of July to everybody today. Everybody wants to know what the weather's going to be because they want to see these beautiful fireworks tonight. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with a nice look over Raleigh right now.
It's pretty here, isn't it? It's nice and clear. And honestly, you know, it's July, and almost every afternoon or evening we have the potential for some isolated showers or thunderstorms. So it isn't a 0 chance, but it's about as good as it gets. A 20% chance, mainly in our south and eastern counties. 71 right now with a dew point of 67. Look at this. You might notice it as you step outside. It's a subtle change. When those dew points drop into the 60s, it just doesn't feel quite as sticky. It also means that we won't have as much of a heat index to deal with this afternoon. 64 in Roxborough right now, but 72 in Goldsboro, 71 in Southern Pines. Our hour-by-hour rain chances, just like yesterday, it's going to be right about the time of the evening, right around dinner time or so, and just a very small chance. I'll walk you through it on Futurecast coming up. It is going to be a hot day with highs in the low 90s, but again, it shouldn't feel a whole lot hotter than that. No big heat index for us today.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Breaking news overnight. A child is seriously hurt after being hit by a car while leaving a 4th of July celebration in Apex. This happened just before 9 p.m. on Old Raleigh Road. According to police, the child and 3 adults were hit as the driver was pulling out of a Food Lion. The child was taken to the hospital. Police do not believe the driver was intoxicated, and they don't suspect any foul play at this time.
Well, nothing says 4th of July quite like America's pastime, and tonight the DBAP will have one of the area's most anticipated fireworks shows. The game gets started in about 14 hours, and preparations already underway for the post-game show. WRAL's Ali Kadlabar is at the DBAP this morning, and Ali, fireworks and the bowls is a long-held tradition for so many.
Yes, Michelle, and even more people are going to be getting in on the action this year. There's only standing room available right now. Check out this video from last year, right? Red, white, and blue sparkling in the sky. This is what people will see tonight after the Durham Bulls take on the Norfolk Tides. First pitch set for 6:35, then the largest fireworks show at the DPAP this year. It's at 9:15. If you can't get a spot inside, don't worry. Durham Parks and Rec says people can watch from the grassy area behind Diamond View 3 and several spots downtown. This is only the start of a very patriotic, fun weekend here at the DBAP. There's only limited seating for the games tomorrow, and then there's tons of spots left for the games Sunday night. Both are going to be followed by fireworks, and you can find more information on WRAL.com or the Durham Bulls website. Reporting in Durham, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
City of Sanford will hold a 4th of July celebration tonight. It'll be at Kiwanis Family Park on Wicker Street. It starts at 5 this afternoon and ends at 10 o'clock tonight. Fireworks start around 9:30. There'll be live music, food, and games for families.
And WRAL Out and About has a list of more than 24 local fireworks displays and Independence Day festivals. Just search fireworks on our website, WRAL.com.
We have a live look at we have today President Donald Trump expected to sign his big, beautiful bill, and the Trump administration says the president will sign that bill into law at 5 o'clock this afternoon. The bill cleared its final hurdle yesterday afternoon with a vote in the House. Now, all of North Carolina's representatives voted along party lines, and this morning we are seeing reaction to its passage from both sides of the aisle.
I can tell you that this bill is going to be a great thing for everybody around the country, my constituents especially. What's good for Louisiana is good for America.
Not a single thing in Donald Trump's one big, ugly bill will meaningfully make life more affordable for everyday Americans.
The final vote happened 1 hour after Minority Leader Jeffries wrapped up his speech right there on the floor, which lasted 8 hours, 44 minutes.
A Raleigh woman has been arrested in a hit and run that sent a 10-month-old and her mother to the hospital. Jeronica Rogers faces several charges in connection with the May crash. Search warrants reveal she admitted that she was playing a casino app on her phone while driving through the Raleigh Walmart parking lot. Security footage shows Rogers driving at a high speed and hitting the mother holding her child while they crossed the road. The car was then seen driving away.
A man who was shot and killed at a Durham apartment complex has been identified now. It was breaking news at this time last night when officers responded to the Churchill Apartments on Cornwallis Road. Police say 24-year-old Amani King was shot and died from his injuries. Police have not made an arrest or shared any suspect description.
And a driver facing charges after a crash in Cary that left hundreds without power. You remember this from yesterday. You're looking at video from that scene on West Chatham Street. Christopher Frederick is facing several charges, including driving while impaired and reckless driving. Cary police say Frederick hit an electrical box near an apartment complex. Officers say that he dropped his phone while he was driving and lost control of the vehicle.
Today is 3 years since the deadly mass shooting in Highland Park, a suburb of Chicago. On July 4th, 2022, 7 people were killed. Several others were injured in the shooting during a parade. Authorities said the shooter opened fire using an assault rifle from a rooftop. Robert Cremo III pleaded guilty and received 7 consecutive life sentences in April this year.
You'll see more law enforcement patrolling the roads across the state this holiday weekend. The North Carolina Governor's Highway Safety Program is conducting its Operation Firecracker Booze It and Lose It campaign. There are increased patrols and checkpoints across the state. The Governor's Highway Safety Program wants to educate people about the dangers of driving impaired. The increased patrols run through Sunday.
A North Carolina law that was meant to reduce long lines at the DMV appears to have unintended consequences. The law says driver's licenses will remain valid for 2 years after their expiration date. That rule only applies to driving, meaning the license wouldn't be valid for other uses. So that means you can't use an expired license to buy alcohol or cigarettes, get a bank loan, or get on a plane. Plus, trying to travel out of state would likely be a problem as well.
Very weird caveat, obviously, because, for people who have family outside the state or people that live at the border that go across state lines, to go to work, that causes an issue because if they get pulled over in that new state line now it's, oh, your license expired.
And those we spoke to coming out of this say the lines and the wait times at the DMV will only be reduced after more employees are hired.
12,000 pounds of blueberries sent to North Carolina have been recalled because of a listeria risk. The FDA says positive test results were found on the finished product during a routine test. The berries were produced by Alma Pack International. The recall is for 400 30-pound boxes that were shipped to one customer in North Carolina. It's not clear how many stores received these berries.
Work is underway at our nation's capital for the big July 4th fireworks show, and people will be going to the National Mall for that 17-minute display. It'll be visible from across the Potomac River. Organizers say it is one of the biggest fireworks shows in the country, and they're always trying to find new ways to improve it.
What makes this display unique among any other displays is the scale. It is one of the largest productions in the country for July 4th, which I think is appropriate given the location. We're always trying to introduce new effects, so we have a history of making fireworks. My father and uncle have passed on that tradition through the generations. I'm 4th generation. So each year we challenge ourselves to build and create new effects to keep it exciting for the audience.
And if you'd like to watch it from home, there'll be a live stream from the National Mall monument there. They have a camera and it's available online.
The dangerous side of fireworks. 5 people were hurt while preparing for their Independence Day show in Oklahoma. It happened at the Tuskahoma Capitol grounds Wednesday night. 3 of the people were airlifted to hospitals in Oklahoma City and Tulsa in critical condition. 2 others were treated at local hospitals and later released. All of the victims were employees of a private company contracted to produce the fireworks display. That fireworks show was canceled. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
20 minutes before 5 on your 4th of July, still for sale. Triangle home sellers are seeing a slowdown in demand. The factors contributing to that and why interest rates don't tell the whole story.
Plus, firework emergencies. First responders warn this is someone in America's last day with 10 fingers. The increased emergency room visits expected for the 4th of July.
And we'll give you this live look right now. Downtown Cary Park. Less humid certainly out there. You'll notice that. Still warm today. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will share your holiday weekend forecast.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:43, and we're taking a look at temperatures this morning in the low to mid 70s. But we've had a slight drop in the humidity out there, so you might notice that it will at least keep our heat index in the mid 90s instead of into the triple digits. It's nice and clear out there right now. Wilson, Durham, and Fayetteville. We do have a very small chance of rain, very similar to yesterday. Mostly south of the triangle, we could have a couple of showers pop up. Most of that is over if we see any of it at all by the time we get to fireworks this evening. Expect a high of 93 in the middle of the afternoon for this beautiful 4th of July. And so if you're headed to the pool today, temperatures climb into the low 90s. And again, our chance for rain today is fairly slim. We do have a system that is developing off the coast and could help to bring us an additional chance of rain Sunday into Monday. We'll take a look at this coastal low in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Elizabeth. Sean Diddy Combs' federal criminal trial is over, but he is still facing civil lawsuits, at least 3 of which involve a woman who once called Raleigh home. The media mogul's former chief of staff attended NC State. This woman here, Christina Coran, and Combs are co-defendants in at least 3 civil lawsuits. She's accused of enabling or helping Combs carry out sexual assaults, get drugs for him, and more. Next month, a hearing will be held in one of those lawsuits. An artist named Lil Rod accuses Coram of being Combs' co-conspirator. We spoke with Lil Rod's attorney.
I think that Christina Combs is going to have a rude awakening if she thinks that Sean Combs' acquittal of his RICO charge in any way and his sex trafficking charges in any way gives her a cloak of protection in these civil suits.
And Coram has never been criminally charged, and she has denied the accusations against her.
The average rate on a 30-year mortgage fell for the 5th straight week. It's at 6.67% right now, the lowest level since April. But Triangle home sales appear to be stagnant, with the average home sitting on the market for 45 days. Interest rates aren't necessarily why buyers are slow to make an offer. For buyers, there are several factors to consider that have less to do with percentages, more to do with perspective. Real estate agents emphasize economic confidence plays a more crucial role in home buying decisions.
If you don't feel confident in your job or your income, buying doesn't matter what the interest rate is. You're probably not going to do it.
Jason Koguk, you heard from him there, says it's still a good time to think about buying or selling, but buyers are more cautious now and sellers need to be realistic about their home's value.
Amazon's Freevee is officially going offline this summer. The company announced the streaming service is shutting down in August. Freevee launched in 2019 and offered users access to thousands of free movies and TV shows, including original series and some Prime Video content. That free library of content will now be moved to Amazon's Prime Video.
First responders and doctors are warning people about how quickly fireworks can turn dangerous. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, fireworks accidents sent more than 1,400 people to the ERs across the nation last year. That's an increase that many hospitals are preparing for again this weekend. One doctor says face and eye injuries are the most common.
It's a wide range. They range anywhere from just some dark coloration of the skin from the gunpowder to somebody losing a thumb or a finger or a part of their hand because the firework actually went off in their hand.
As the night carries on and alcohol is introduced into the equation, the liquid courage kind of takes place, and that's when you start to see more and more of these injuries.
Also a factor officials say they're taking into consideration, the holiday is falling on Friday, so they're expecting to see an even higher call volume this year.
And while fireworks are a highlight of the 4th of July, they can be horrifying for our pets. Animal shelters take in more runaway dogs after July 4th than any other time of the year. Some advice for you this weekend: spend more time with your pets and try to tire them out with extra play or extended walking so they might sleep through the noise and those bright lights. Create a space inside away from windows and keep the shades closed to reduce the flashing. And if your pet does not like loud noises, just stay home with them.
Heard them going off last night in Apex. First thing I did was look at Harley, the dog, see what was the reaction. It was okay. Hope yours is as well. Elizabeth Gardner over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. It's on for tonight again, right?
It is. Yeah, a lot of towns had theirs last night. Of course, others tonight. So it's a big weekend, that's for sure. We are starting off with clear skies this morning here in downtown Raleigh. Temperature 71, but our dew point has fallen into the 60s, and that means that the heat index won't be as high today. So looking at a high temperature of 93, probably going to feel more like 95 to 96 this afternoon. Keeps us out of the danger zone in the triple digits. Pleasant and Roxborough at 64. Now the rest of us are seeing temperatures in the low to mid 70s right now. Oh, look at that. Holly Springs, they're checking in at 69, and at 68 in Chapel Hill, 69 in Durham. It is 72 in Garner and 72 in Knightdale. So feeling pretty comfortable as you head outside, at least compared to how it could be this time of year. Let's talk about this afternoon. Here's 2 o'clock, a couple of isolated showers anywhere from Raleigh southward. It's really a 20% chance. Most of us won't see it. Very similar to yesterday. And by the time we get to sunset, it's likely to all taper off. There's 7 o'clock with a few isolated showers, but 9 o'clock, there's not much left. And typically 9:30 is when the fireworks are going off tonight. So I think we're going to be just fine. 93 in Raleigh, 92 Durham, and 93 in Fayetteville. That's our high temperature for it today. And that fireworks forecast: 85 at 7 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, 82, and 77 at 11. If you're going to be out and about, it should be pretty nice. How about the rest of the weekend? Saturday's not looking bad at 91. Saturday should be nice and dry. But Sunday, if you've been following along, you know we're watching the potential for a tropical system to develop offshore. We're going to talk more about that coming up. Look at how much more tropical we'll feel by Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That means that the heat index goes up then. So by Monday and Tuesday, that heat index is 103 to 105. But between now and then, it should hold mainly in the low to mid 90s. So we're watching for the development of a tropical system off the coast. We'll see increasing chances for rain, especially along the coast, but for us as well on Sunday. You can see most of the heaviest rain stays offshore, but we are looking at maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain Sunday into Monday. And we're going to get into more detail and what that means for the coast coming up. Look at that, 87 on Sunday. That's because we'll end up with that chance for rain. But for today and tomorrow, we're nice and dry for the holiday. And it looks like it could be a fairly wet week next week.
All right, we'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Elizabeth. Lake Lure drained. One of North Carolina's favorite 4th of July destinations is expecting a slow weekend. How the town is working to make the best of the change.
Plus, one and done. Netflix is not renewing The Residents for a second season. The streamer's decision and more ahead in our Hollywood Minute.
How about this for a nice early morning shot? New York City, Lady Liberty, a live look on today's 4th of July holiday. And the 4th of July is normally one of the busiest holidays for Lake Lure, but after the lake was drained to remove storm debris, the town is not expecting nearly the same amount of visitors that it's used to. Residents say that although they know the crowds won't be as large as usual, they still expect to see people coming out to Chimney Rock State Park, which is now back open Friday through Monday each week.
We are thankful we are where we are in this process. Come and spend time here.
And although the lake is inaccessible, the town has posted other 4th of July activities happening on their website.
A new movie profiles a children's TV legend, and Ozzy will take the stage with Black Sabbath again. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
What's that? What's what? That's there. That's a camera. Wow.
She made sure that you wanted to love those characters.
Children's TV pioneer Sherry Lewis is profiled in Sherry and Lamb Chop. The documentary looks at how the performer entertained and guided generations of children, and how she persevered after her iconic show was canceled. Sherry and Lamb Chop is in select theaters July 18th.
That's Cordelia Cup.
She is the best detective in the world.
Where's the body? Oh,
I see feet.
The Residence is one and done. Netflix is not renewing the murder mystery series starring Uzo Aduba as a quirky private eye. Had it continued, it would have been an anthology series with a new case each season. Ozzy Osbourne is performing with Black Sabbath one more time. He'll take the stage with the band's other original members Saturday at the star-studded Back to the Beginning hard rock and heavy metal concert in Birmingham, England. Streaming info at backtothebeginning.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Hit by a car. 4 people in Apex are hurt after being hit while leaving a 4th of July event. Details on their conditions this morning.
And expired license extension. A new North Carolina law allows you to drive with a license up to 2 years past expiration. Why this rule is having some unexpected consequences.
Plus, celebrating Independence Day. We are giving you a live look out at the DBAP this morning. We'll have that coming up. And we'll also have details of their fireworks preparations and events across our area today. That's all just ahead.